start this. Like,
it just feels like it's like everything's going by so fast.
when you do something every week, that's like having class. Like when you do something every week, it just flies by. You know what I mean? Because you always have something to look forward to, I feel like.
But this year is flying by. I feel
Yeah,
like
that's true. It's June.
January was like 3 months long, and then ever since then, it just, I think every day is a new
January was 3 months long. No, I swear to God, that's
No,
true.
it was.
That's really true.
It was.
I can't believe it's June already. But thank you guys all for listening, for tuning in to episode 4 of But Don't Take My Advice, where we talk about everything, but I am an expert at none. I am your host, Alexis J, and I hope you like, share, comment, laugh, listen, think, and reflect, but just don't take my advice because I don't know much about anything. And thank you to everybody who has been listening, who has been constantly giving me feedback. I always want to start off the show by thank you for listening to episodes 1, 2, and 3, for reading my blog posts, for commenting, for sharing, for tweeting me, for Instagramming me, for DMing me, like for responding to my polls. Like I never really thought I would pick up this much traction this quickly, but everybody just loves to talk about the topics of the week. So it's lit. Thank you for listening to what I got to say, because I don't know nothing.
That's true. That's what's called.
All right, whatever. Don't don't try to play me. Okay, so we're gonna start off. Me and Jay are obviously gonna start off talking about. Did I introduce my co-host? Do I have to give you an intro every
I don't
time?
think every time I have to have an intro. If you don't know who I am by now, you just don't care.
You can't say that's not fair, because some people might hop in on episode 3 or 4. Like, what if they just are a new listener and they just want to listen to this for the first time?
Yeah. Introduce me.
All right, so I have first, you went from special guest to co-producer to co-host like Chalker. You're just my co-host.
I'm the executive producer.
This is my boyfriend, Jay. We've been together 2.5 years, and that's pretty much all you need to know about that. But this week, besides Jay, we're going to have another very special guest on. His name is Naiym Dingle, and he is the CEO and founder of First Step Marketing. He's from Philadelphia. He offers brand management, and he is also a motivational speaker. If you follow him on Instagram, he is the Wolf on Wall Street, and he's had a YouTube channel. I mean, he's really doing a lot of big things. I'll tell you about how we even got connected when he arrives, but he has like over 23,000 followers on Instagram. I mean, he's doing a damn thing. He's goals for real. So as soon as he gets here, we'll learn more about him and what he does. But shit, without further ado, last episode, all we did was defend Drake. All we did. All right. So to be fair, we recorded that Saturday after Duppy dropped. Then the Story of Adidon came out when?
I came out that
Tuesday.
Friday, I think that.
No, it was
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Story of Adidon. Yeah, that came out Tuesday.
Because it was the day after
it came out
Memorial
Tuesday.
Day.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, we just did a whole podcast for nothing. I wasn't promoting that podcast episode no more. I didn't want nobody to go back and listen to it. I was like, please, like, I take everything I said back. Pusha, if you're listening, I apologize. I slept on him. I knew he was going to come back with some heat, but I didn't expect all of that.
I think it was more so, okay, the two biggest parts were him hiding the baby, Drake hiding the baby.
Of course, we'll get to that.
That really wasn't new news. It was allegation that went out there that...
Okay, before we get to that, what did you think about the song in itself? Like, besides, we'll break it down, but like, what did you think? What did you think when you first heard it?
He did his research. He was real...
He did his research, all right.
He broke this
Somebody
man's
was
whole life
snitching.
down.
He's talking about Drake's paying $100,000 for his... He had to pay for that dirt, because how the heck did you get that dirt and nobody else could?
But they're well connected.
TMZ didn't get that dirt.
They run in the same
The Shade Room didn't get that dirt. Like, Pusha T was the one with the T. What are the chances?
They run in the same circle.
When I heard it, I was just like, I was uncomfortable. I felt like he was talking to me. I felt like sad. I had a hidden child.
I was just sad. I was just sad. I was like... I don't know. I had to listen to like some 80s R&B. Like I had to start listening to.
Yeah, because you just was in like
Jackson
just an aggressive mood
like,
after that.
Y'all were hiding kids, and then talking about this man's mother.
And then the cover art. Let's just start from the cover art.
Blackface.
Drake's black.
But blackface has a certain history behind it as well.
But Drake's black. Like, we usually are mad at white people for doing blackface. Like, because we usually have ill intentions behind it. But black people doing blackface, what's wrong with it?
But the thing is...
I don't know. And listen, to all these people, don't, like I said, don't take my advice. I'm not fake. I'm not woke. I'm half woke. I'm trying to get more woke. I'm woke in my own way, but I don't know like, I've done no research on this. I don't know the history of black. I know it's obviously insulting when somebody that's not black puts on a black mask and say, hey, I'm a nigga and all this other stuff for Halloween. Like, okay, get off. That's obvious. But, like, I don't understand why people are so upset when a black person uses it or what the negative connotation behind it. He also had, like, a Jim Crow shirt. So it was like, obviously, it was an artistic photo shoot. It wasn't like he was trying to be like, oh, fuck y'all
But
niggas.
if you take it for half of its worth, the thing is that, like, so Drake has never really, like, talked about political issues before.
Right.
Why, when you were 17, were you coming up with doing this?
Let me pull up the response that
the response is basically was artistic about the
Let me pull it up. I'm gonna read it.
Big stereotypes.
This is my favorite part.
As an African
I know everyone is enjoying the circus.
Starting your response like that.
Yo, when a nigga say enjoying the circus, he's heated. He's heated. Drake, how many circuses have you caused for other people? Somebody got me with that. Whoever that was tweeting me when I was arguing back and forth, that said Drake was literally the ringmaster when it came to Meek's circus. Like, when the circus is not on him, he don't give a shit. But now it's while you're all enjoying the circus. I want to clarify the image in question. This was not from a clothing brand shoot or my music career. This picture is from 2007, a time in my life where I was an actor and I was working on a project that was about young black actors struggling to get roles. First of all, Drake, when was you struggling to get a role? Because you've
been a childhood star.
But his image has always been cross-racial. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you can tell he's black, but it's not like he would walk into an audition and they'd be like, oh, he's too black for this role. Yeah. You know? I mean, but if he's sticking up for black people, okay, cool.
Do your thing.
Cool. Yeah, cool. The photos represented how African Americans were once wrongfully portrayed in entertainment. Me and my best friend at the time, I don't know how to pronounce this person's name, who's an actor from Sudan, I don't know why that's important, were attempting to use our voice to bring awareness to the issue we dealt with all the time as black actors at auditions. This was to highlight and raise our frustrations. We're not always getting a fair chance in the industry, yada, yada, yada. Like, Drake, you were on Degrassi. What? I don't see where Drake walked into an audition and they were like, nah, he's too black.
No, not at all.
Have you watched Degrassi?
Yes. He was one of the main characters of
the
initial
he just looked
season.
like a mixed little curly-headed boy. Like, it wasn't
his
like, I just can't see him walking into an audition and they're like, whoa.
Whoa, your fro don't nap right.
Whoa, yeah. whoa. So wait, but I just wasn't as the explanation is like whatever, but I just wasn't as outraged from it to begin with. So I have no dog in the fight. Like, I'm not like, oh, this lets him off the hook, because I was never really that mad about of course the picture's funny and it's like, what the fuck are you doing this? But I was never that mad to be like, oh, okay, well, I feel better now that he released this statement. And let's really talk about, this might be the first ever rap beef where somebody released a statement. He's PRing the shit out of this.
But that's what you have to do as a megastar. When there's something that that hasn't been explained at first, you have to release statements. Could
he have responded to this in a rap? Somebody was like, oh, this post is all well and good, but don't none of that rhyme.
I mean,
like, I want to hear music.
If he doesn't respond to Pusha T by tomorrow, he has until midnight.
Could he have addressed this blackface thing in a rap instead of a statement?
If he puts it in a rap right now, he has to come with some bars for Pusha. He doesn't have any bars. So that's why he's giving people $100K to give dirt on Pusha T.
I don't think that's true.
You think he was trolling?
Yeah. Why would you put out $100,000 like bounty basically, and think that wouldn't get out? That would get out.
But Pusha T, there's
you
a
act
lot
like
of
he made a flyer like, yo, $100K for everybody who got shit on Pusha, come see me. Like,
there's a lot of things that got out that we didn't think that would get out when Pusha T made that song.
I think he's lying.
And he has more. He can go further.
That shit's wild. If Drake's really doing that, that's wild. That's wild.
The only thing he can have right now is an explanation song, like another statement song.
Okay, so let's get to the child. Poor what was his name? Adonis.
Let's get to everybody that's like, I'm like, come on, yo, all y'all deadbeat fathers can't be in the comments talking about Drake being a deadbeat.
I don't think just because he didn't show you all his kid doesn't mean he's a deadbeat. Just because he didn't broadcast his kid to the world, he's the biggest fucking star in the world.
All I'm saying,
I wouldn't want you clowns looking at my kid either.
Look, I get that. All I'm saying,
we still ain't seen Beyonce's twins.
I wish my dad would have gave me Adidas press run.
Yeah, that's right. And if he had plans to
He
talk
named
about
the
him on
whole
Scorpion, like who the fuck? My whole issue with the thing is like, okay, I don't care. Okay, good for you, Pusha. I'm not mad at him for exposing Drake and his son. Like whatever dirt you want to dig up. Obviously, it worked. Mission accomplished. It has the whole internet in a fucking frenzy.
Yeah.
My problem is, and I argued with so many people about this on Twitter, and people were calling me dumb and soft, and I don't know hip hop, and I'm a Drake bias, and all this other shit. Let me just side note and say, just because you don't have the vocabulary to articulate an argument with me, doesn't mean you just stop the argument and call me dumb and be condescending. Somebody said you should be in the kitchen. Yeah, so if you're out there listening, just because you don't have the vocabulary to articulate with an educated female such as myself, doesn't mean you can end the argument and tell me I need to be in the kitchen and I don't know fucking music.
That's great.
So fuck you.
You're stupid.
Yeah. Anyways, like I was saying, I just didn't like the fact that after the song came out, he went on a press run and was like, yeah, we want to know, like, where's the kid? Bring your kid out. Like, he deserves more than an Adidas rollout. Like, who the fuck are you? Why do you care so much? You said that in the song.
All right, I give a
You
response.
said that
This
in
is
the
my
song.
response to that.
Leave it there.
This
Why
is my
are you
response
going
to that,
around on
though.
the radio and patting yourself on the back and be
No, he
like,
needs
Drake's a
that.
deadbeat dad? Like, why do you care so much about his personal life and his child? What does it have to do with you? He must be related to his Adonis. That's his uncle.
This is PR. Like,
Adonis'
this is
uncle.
me getting out here. Like,
This is the most Pusha
Nobody
T's
cared about Pusha T at all.
You're right.
He's 100% smart. He's calculated. This is
the
smart.
most we've heard from him.
I just
in
took
decades.
down the biggest probably the biggest artist in the world
He
right
has to
now.
do a victory lap.
I have to.
He did a victory lap.
I'm gonna do a couple victory laps.
It's just annoying me.
I'll be surprised he pop up back at the Breakfast Club tomorrow.
It's annoying me. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling that whole approach. Like, it's like if Drake dropped back to back and then the next day called into the Breakfast Club and was like, yeah, like Meek and I don't even know why Nicki is with Meek. Like that, they'd be like, Drake's a clown. He sound like he's hating. Like, we heard you in the song. Like, just keep it in the music. Like, because that's making me confused. Like, is this about rap or is this obviously it's personal? But like people be like, oh well, anything goes in rap. We didn't even get to the 40 line.
Yeah. That was the only part I was like, that hurt. That actually hurt. I'm like, you can't talk about a man's illness. I don't care.
Fam.
I just don't care about
anything goes in rap. Jay-Z said he left his condom on Nas's baby seed. 50 cents. I don't give a shit about none of that. They was all wrong. They was all wrong. Just because it happened before don't mean it was right. They was all wrong. That was foul. That was foul. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. Call me soft. Say I need to be in the kitchen. Whatever you need to say. That was fucked up. That was fucked up.
So they start talking about your mom having diabetes in the song.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes
40
messed
tweeted
up.
for the first time in 2018 and was like, coincidentally, tomorrow is National Multiple Sclerosis Day. And then Multiple Sclerosis put out a statement. This is a fucking circus.
It's a lot.
Drake's dad is beefing with Wendy Williams.
I think everybody's dad is beefing with Wendy Williams, honestly.
Drake's dad, Dennis Graham, and Wendy Williams are going back and forth on Instagram.
Everybody's parents.
And I just so happen to have it pulled up on my phone. Let's see what Drake's dad, Mr. Dennis, with the Steve Harvey suits had to say. No, he did not. He did not delete it. Let's just still post it. So I guess Wendy Williams was on the show talking about it. As messy as she is, first of all, I cannot stand Wendy Williams.
She never addresses her own situation.
Yeah, let me just put that out there.
I mean, about being a 6'10" man.
All right, chill. That was a 40 line. That was wrong. You don't have to talk about her appearance. That was misogynistic. I'm gonna take you down. Anyways.
Misogynistic.
Ain't that how sensitive Twitter be? All right, I had come to actually finally like Wendy Williams and watch her show. It grew on me. Here's the game changer. It's very informative when you listen to a talk host report a story that they've actually researched and shared with their audience. But this RuPaul...
That's misogynistic.
But this RuPaul drag waist queen looking bitch has stepped out of her lane. You know nothing about Drake or myself. Do your research before you try and be funny to your 79 capacity audience. RuPaul Jr., watch how you speak on my name. The DJ Khaled type that. What does Dennis Graham know about watch how you speak on my name? Birdman said that. What does Dennis Graham know about watch how you speak on my name?
I don't know.
Drake was behind him telling him, now Dennis Graham got a ghostwriter, a caption ghostwriter. I lost all respect for you today. What are we ever going to do without Drake's dad's respect? How will she ever go on? I just thought that was funny.
This is just bad.
This shit is just leaking everywhere.
Everything wasn't aligned.
Then TMZ reports yesterday that Drake actually has been paying money to Sophie, whatever her name is, this whole time. Like, he is somebody's sources close to Drake. Yeah, right. Sources close to Drake called up TMZ and was like, "Yeah, tell everybody that I'm not a deadbeat."
They probably slept. That's what 100K went.
Control. I'm so mad that we're even recording this right now, because I bet you within the next 24 hours Drake is gonna drop, and all this is gonna be irrelevant again. We can't fucking keep up.
I don't know if he's dropping. I don't think he dropped.
You have to. 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 You can't go around bullying rappers for your entire career.
Let me think about it.
When you're on the winning side, dropping back to back, doing Meek how you did with the fucking OVO Fest shit, with the memes in the background. I'm gonna sing this song. I was above your bed singing your. You can't do all that, and then when the joke's on you,
let me see how mad I'm.
You don't say nothing.
Talk about his mom, his dad,
his son, his producer, his baby mom, his producer. Best friend. You can't not say nothing. You can't.
He's playing border control.
What do you do? And then you just drop your album like nothing happened. You know what we're all waiting for. This is your biggest test. You want to say you're the best. Every song sound like Drake featuring Drake. I'm multi-million. Holla at me when you're number one on the charts. Well, it's show and prove now.
But when he responds, I mean, I don't think anything that he responds with, because Pusha T, he's so confident he has no skeletons. I mean,
he's too confident. That's gonna come back to bite him in the ass.
He's so confident. I mean, unless he has a floating rape charge floating out there, that's the only thing that could get him out of here. Because other than that, this man might be clean.
Drake came at him with intricate bars, and he came at him and said he was colluding with Russia. He said Pusha T responded with investigative journalism. Yo, Twitter is the best thing that ever happened to me. I'll never delete that app. Please don't ever start charging me for that app. I'll pay whatever it is once they start charging, but it's literally the best thing that's ever happened.
I think that's funny. That's
all
funny.
Right. So what do we do now?
We wait and see what happens.
We keep waiting.
But he embarrassed him so much, and then he dropped a statement.
This is the first, and if you go, thank you for everybody that read my blog and commented on my blog and told me what your thoughts were. Where I basically was saying in there, like, Pusha T has been the only one to successfully accomplish tainting Drake's image. That's an accomplishment. Because we let so much shit slide over the years. Like, we didn't care. Anything. Ghostwriting, getting peed on, getting slapped. None of that. Nothing. Whatever Joe Budden had to say, Hove was throwing shots at Drake and we didn't give a shit. Like, Pusha T was the one to take him down?
I think the only thing Drake can talk about in the song might be his plats.
His plats?
Yeah, his plats. That's the only thing he can talk about. They
said he defeats. Wait, who else was he beefing with with plats? They said he has to get through all the plat warriors to get to the plat king, and it was a picture of Kendrick. I don't know.
I'm glad that never escalated.
Nah, he's not. Joe made a good point. Like, there was kind of some tension between them to see like who was going to be Joe Budden. By the way, on Joe Budden podcast, there was kind of some tension between them to see who was going to make it to that top spot. But they just are. Yeah, they equally branched off into their own lanes. Pusha T. Kendrick's out here getting Pulitzer prizes. He don't give a shit about what's going on.
He was accepting his award on Friday, I think.
Yeah. I wonder what he has to say about this.
He does not care.
I mean, every other rapper that came at Drake has to be kicking themselves that they didn't make it as far as Pusha T. It's like a marathon, like a he beats them before they get to this line and that, like, and Pusha T finally got the furthest. You know?
Oh man.
Anything else to say about that before we move on?
Oh man, just good luck to Aubrey. I'm a big Drake fan.
We're with you, Drake.
For hip hop reasons, with you. But I'm a bigger hip hop fan, so bodied Pusha T bodied Drake in that song.
I know we usually get to sports later, but god damn it, we gotta talk about this.
Yo.
J.R. Smith.
Yo, I was
J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith.
Ron was so mad.
J.R. Smith. What's his real name? Earl.
You throw the hands up.
Earl.
Wait, which one's worse, Earl or Aubrey?
Earl, for sure. 100%. What was he thinking? What was he? I'm speechless. I feel like Stephen A. Stephen A. was like, I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. That's literally how I feel right now.
Even if he would have just went up for like a floater or something.
Anything but that.
And
pass the ball. Anything but that.
What did he do? He passed it to
George Hill in the corner.
And I don't think he even got the shot off.
Because he didn't know. He thought we were winning. You don't run to... And I'm so mad that he went to that press conference afterwards and tried to lie and be like, I knew we were tied. I was trying to dribble out to get a better shot. I wasn't going to shoot over KD. And then I seen LeBron going for a timeout, so I thought we were going to get a timeout. We read your lips, JR. You said, You looked up at the scoreboard. It was like,
That was terrible.
I thought we were ahead.
The two biggest things in that game, that was it was.
Of course, George Hill missed the free throw.
It was that. No,
George Hill missed the free throw.
That's part of it.
The refs were trash.
Yo, that they called it. They went and reviewed a block with 34 seconds left.
You can't do that.
It was a charge.
So what's his name? The white guy on the Fox show that you be sending me. He loves LeBron.
You talking about I can't remember.
Him and the other guy's name was Chris something.
Chris Carter. That's on.
Well,
his
partner. Yes, he explained to me because people were saying like I didn't know what the rule was. So you can review a block. You can review a block charge only if you're going to review it to see where they were in the circle. So if you find out, if you think, if you don't know he was in or out the circle, that's when you go to review it. Then once you do review it, you can change the call to a charge or a block. But the reasoning behind you reviewing it has to be, is he in or out of the circle?
People never got those free throws.
It was clear as day that LeBron was out of the circle. So they should have never reviewed it.
You called the charge. First of all, they called the charge. They talked about it before the charge was officially called. And then
he called it on the corner, the guy in the corner.
And then they talked about it, and then the game was about to start going, and then the other ref came in and said, "Yo, let's review it."
So they're not allowed to review it unless the debate was, are you in or out the circle? There was no debate that he was out of the circle. So now why are we even reviewing it in the first place? Whether it was a block or a charge, whatever, but like just to overturn that call, that was insane.
But
there was 2 strips on Kevin Durant that they called a foul. Like, it was just some clowny shit.
Yeah, when you swiped the ball. And I was like, come on, yo.
But J.R. Smith, was that the worst thing you've ever seen in NBA? Like, was that the dumbest mistake? Does that top Chris Webber's timeout?
I mean, that might be the dumbest. It's between that and...
I think what adds to it is that it was fucking JR. Like, it just was so typical JR behavior.
Didn't McGee get rim blocked the same game? Those are the 2 dumbest things last night.
Oh, yeah, when he went and dunked. Man, oh, man. And Ty Lue came out and said he didn't know the score. And then LeBron goes into the press conference. Did you see that when he got up and left?
He just walks out. So ask me questions.
Because he kept asking the same question. Like, Bron has never been the one to throw his teammate under the bus. I don't know what the fuck that reporter was thinking. You're never about to get no messy controversial comment about his team. Whether he was mad at JR or not.
He knows how this
whether he knew, whether he knew what JR was thinking or not. Whether he knew that JR thought it was tied up or not. You wasn't about to get that quote from Bron? Of all people?
Not at all.
You wasn't about to get that from Bron. So now what? You think they got a chance? That was the only chance.
Oh no. They playing ball. They playing ball.
Oh, what? What you think?
They playing ball. I'll give them.
They're about to get swept.
I can't make.
I'm a Bron fan. I'm a diehard Bron fan.
I think they're going to get to a game 6.
They're about to get swept.
I think they're getting to a game 6.
That was their only chance, and now they're so defeated. Like Bron can't just drop 51 every fucking night, bro.
I think they're getting to a game 6.
How?
They play.
I don't care about that. They're gonna get swept. I want them to either win or get swept. I don't want to
this way. There's so much time between each game. There's like 2. I think the next game is Sunday.
Yeah. They're putting.
And then the next game after that, I think is Wednesday.
Yeah. So what?
There's time for rest. Bron's gonna be at his full capacity.
Win in 7. Or get swept. I don't want no in between. Like I can't do this no more. I'm so sick of the fucking Warriors. I'm so sick of Draymond's arrogant ass. I'm sick of all of them. Like they're getting way too cocky. Like everybody wanted to see them as this good boy, clean.
Hey, KD
Steph Curry
he was a W that night though.
He had 26. I don't know what you're talking about. And he looked small. Yes, can you believe it? And Steph only had 29. So it's like, yeah, that's what's scary. Thank you for proving my point. That's what's scary.
I didn't know he had 26.
Niggas was screaming, "Where's KD?"
I thought
the
Steph
whole
was killing, though.
game, and it wasn't like he had a quiet 26 still. So imagine when he's turning up. Like, there's no beating this team. And they know it. And they're, like, shooting the ball at the end of the game when they're up, causing fights. Draymond is dancing on the foul line. Like, that is corny. They suspend them
for that, yo?
That was so corny. When Draymond was taunting them for 10 straight minutes. Like that, I don't like that. We know y'all are good. Y'all teamed up with fucking Kevin Durant, so don't try to act like y'all are the best because got a straight talent. Because don't get it twisted. Bron and Kyrie was taking that last year without Kevin Durant, homies. I can say nobody knows what honey is. I swear to God.
I'm not giving them that.
What?
No, they're not. I'm not giving them that. I'm not giving them that.
What?
That's because they came back from a 3-1. Don't think that's going to happen. Don't think they were going to do that with a team that had something to prove in that year.
They were going to do that last year.
Kevin Durant wasn't there. I think
absolutely. They was going to win that tiebreaker.
Actually, it was a great point that I think was brought up by one of the Fox sports networks. They was like, Kevin Durant kind of made the Warriors a worse team because they do more ISO ball now instead of the
this
passing.
year, I'll say. Well, but not last year. Last year, it was so much hype.
Kevin Durant's an ISO player, so he does more one-on-ones. He's not really – he's still getting accustomed to passing. I will never in my
life say that Kevin Durant made the Golden State Warriors a worse team. Anybody that has that shit to
Their
say
system is a little worse.
Insane.
He's more of an ISO player. Their whole entire team.
Oh, because Steph has to give up 20 points to somebody else? Well, how is that worse? How is that worse? Because Steph's not getting 40. He's only getting 25.
From a team perspective, they would have beat them.
What? Who?
They would have beat Kyrie and Bron.
I don't think so. I disagree. But we'll never know. But we'll never fucking know because guess what? Kevin Durant wanted to take his ass to Golden State. I can't.
Yeah, but I can't get mad at that.
I am. I'm mad. I'm going to be mad. I'm always going to be mad. I hate seeing him in that jersey. I hate seeing him with no haircut. I hate seeing his face. I hate all of that. All right. Kanye. I'm not listening to that album.
I'm not listening. I haven't listened.
All you fucking hypocrites out there that was screaming, oh, Kanye's canceled and all this other stuff and was right there in Wyoming. I'm done with you. I'm done.
Wait. Can we step back? Take a step back.
I'm done. I'm done.
He had a listening party in Wyoming. I sometimes I forget that's a place.
Facts. Facts. But that's like he just wanted to be so creative. Like you could have did that same shit in Calabasas. Let's go to Idaho. Like, name another state you don't really know about.
The Dakotas.
What's in the Midwest? Yeah, yeah. Let's go to South Dakota for a
They don't have cell phone
party.
towers.
I don't know anything in the what.
You've been
Where
there?
are you from?
I'm from Philadelphia, but I've been to South Dakota.
Oh my God!
How was that?
There's nothing there.
I know they don't have cell phone towers.
There's nothing.
There's nothing in Wyoming.
They power everything. No joke. I was there in 2015. They still power everything off of wind turbines.
Oh my God!
Like miles and miles and miles.
I feel like
of wind
Wyoming's
turbines.
the same place.
I
Utah.
feel like that's a. You ever seen The Hills Have Eyes? Or
yeah.
I feel like that's where that would happen. Like
I can totally see that.
Yeah, like
absolutely.
It's a scary movie scene. Like.
Did you see his album cover? By the way, we're at I didn't even say we're at Wildfire Radio Studios. That was our engineer Justin. Shout out to Justin for letting us get the studio. Woo woo, we official now with the headphones and shit. Hey. So, did you see his album cover? I guess he took the picture. Kim was like, "Oh my God, Kanye totally took the picture for his album cover while we were in the car."
That's Kanye tweeting, by the way. That's Kanye tweeting from Kim's phone.
I'm gonna stick up for my man. Heart. I'm so sick of Kim. I hate everything about the Kardashians. They just grind my fucking gears. They make me cringe. They make me throw up. I can't stand them.
Yeah,
I can't stand them. And then Kim and Kanye together, they're just a bubble.
A big publicity stunt.
They're just killing me. I don't like it. I'm not listening to Kanye's album. I don't care what none of y'all say. I'm not listening.
Everybody
to
said
it
was like okay.
I don't care. I'm not listening to it. You can't tell me slavery was a choice and then I'm gonna go turn around and put money in your pocket.
That was terrible. That was it makes me cringe every time I say Kanye West. A little
He's
bit.
canceled.
In my chest, I'm like, ooh.
I am so okay with like that's not an album that I'm like, damn, I'm so like that I'm having a problem not listening to. Like if Scorpion drops or like if Jay-Z drops an album, I'm gonna be like, there's no way I can not listen. I can skip out on a Kanye album because let's be real, Talop wasn't even that good.
It had great production.
Keep it a bean.
It had great production. That's why I got over.
Talop wasn't that good.
And then 100 people touched it.
What was he saying? What were the lyrics?
100
what was
people
going
wrote.
on? I don't know.
There was no point for it, but it was greatly produced. Like that's what he does. His production's amazing.
Why is Kim Kardashian visiting Donald Trump in the White House? What can Kim Kardashian get done that Jesse Jackson couldn't get done? That who else went up to visit? Like, what can she get done about prison reform? Kim, if you're listening, call me and tell me how many of your relatives have been to jail.
Her sister's father, OJ. That's who's been to jail. She know
that
all about
nigga deserved it. He deserved it.
But wait,
Kim, how many of your relatives have been to jail? How many people in your Persian community or whatever ethnicity she's from has been to jail? And why do you care about prison reform? Why the fuck did she get a meeting with Donald Trump and Black Lives Matter and everybody else has been knocking on Donald Trump's door for the last 2 years, and he won't even give us a fucking
won't give one chance.
None.
Because like
Kim Kardashian gets a meeting about prison reform.
When you look at the numbers,
that's
there's
the most
an overwhelming amount of
I've
number
ever said in my life.
of African Americans and minorities in prison, and those are the people that are coming out of jail, going back to the same environments and doing the same cycle.
What does he?
Why
does
can't
she
nobody
know?
else, African American, go in there
People
and get that
were
time?
like, "Oh, she's trying to do something good.
It's just annoying.
She's trying to do something positive. Why? No, she's not. No, she's not. No, she's not. Why now? Why now? People talking about, why all of a sudden is Drake so conscious? When the fuck did Kim Kardashian become conscious Kim Kardashian? When just a couple months ago, remember that beauty blogger she was repping for? He said something racist. I forget what it was. And she was like sticking up for him on Twitter, like, oh, that's his past, guys. Like, we got to forgive him for saying nigger or whatever it was. And we were like,
but she didn't go in there. I don't think she went in there with the intention of African American. She was just talking about prison reform. But I don't think she knows what prison reform is. That's what I'm saying.
Why
like,
does she care? What is Kim going to get done that the legislature can't? That Maxine Waters can't get done. That Cory Booker can't get done. What the fuck is Kim Kardashian going to get done?
And she was researching on that lady who was wrongfully imprisoned on that nonviolent crime.
Everything they do is for publicity stunt. And I bet you fucking $20 because that's all I got
genuine.
on me.
It never feels genuine at all. It never feels genuine.
I bet you $20 that's an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I bet you there was cameras. They follow her into Trump's office, and they're going to be promoting it and being like, oh, next episode, Kim Kardashian visits Donald Trump. It's all for the ratings. I don't care about nothing that they are talking about. Honestly.
Not a thing.
Honestly, I'm not putting out nothing that they're talking about. I really don't care. That's all I have to say about that. Honestly, I don't want to give. I say this. I
don't got no rap for Kardashians.
Every week I say I don't want to give my energy to Kanye.
I don't have any. I don't have no rap for any of the Kardashians, including Tristan.
Speaking of why is J. Cole interviewing Lil Pump?
Wait, he was on there like.
Let's do a reenactment.
What's your favorite snack?
Fritos.
You got a father?
Oh yeah, you like that nigga?
Man, I could be your dad.
So you went to school?
So you're 17?
You had books?
So legally I can adopt you.
You know how to read? Yeah? What's your favorite book? For real? You got a mom?
Got a bed?
For real? Did she birth you? For real? I was like, J. Cole, you went to go interview a 17-year-old awkwardly challenged rapper.
He had flip-flops and rainbow hair. That
probably, I haven't seen a Lil Pump interview. Have you?
Was eating a bag of chips during the
Didn't give a shit about being there. They both probably got paid to do it. He didn't give one full sentence.
Not one. It was bad. I thought that was probably like top 5 like worst things
I didn't watch the whole thing. I couldn't get past the first 4 minutes.
It was bad. I was like, these simple ass questions. I'm like, can we just get over it?
So how did you start rapping? Yeah.
His response was like, I was just freestyling with my boys. Smoked perk.
For real? That's your friend?
And that was good.
Yeah.
I was like,
you had a mic? Yeah. Was he making beats? Yeah.
Did you
guys get out of school?
Have a lunch table?
What was your favorite teacher's name? For real? I was like, please, J. Cole, I understand.
I was embarrassed.
I understand what you were trying to do.
I just didn't want it.
Yeah. I get what you're trying to do.
I didn't want it.
Whatever, bridge the gap, yada yada. I was happier with you just putting out 1985 and walking away because they were just screaming "fuck J. Cole" and making "fuck J. Cole" t-shirts and stomping on your.
They did talk about that. He was like,
what did he say? I missed that part.
He was like, "You just fall on the wave."
That's what Lil Pump said.
Yeah.
He ain't want no smoke. Of course he gonna say that. Yeah. You're not gonna walk up to J. Cole and be like, "Yeah, I said it."
Like he's gonna make a what's he gonna make a diss track?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I have to say.
I feel bad because in all this hoopla, Pusha T and Drake. We missed A$AP Rocky's album. It was good.
Yeah. It's always good. It's always good. It was
Nobody wanted to talk about it.
It was a little different sound, but he doesn't disappoint.
Nobody wanted to talk about it.
I thought it was brilliant. It was like a different sound. He doesn't disappoint. He doesn't disappoint. I cannot remember a time.
Why are people trying to say he's not the star and like he needs to give up A$AP and give it to Ferg and all this stuff? Like people were trying to say he's not that hot. I like Rocky.
Ferg's album was better.
The one with that song on it?
Don't ever.
Listen, do not take my advice. You know what song I'm talking about with Nicki on it?
Yeah.
That was his last album, right? Yeah. That was like in September. Can you compare an album from September to an album from today?
What do you mean? It wasn't even a year yet.
My point is, if
Yes.
Ferg can still drop this year,
It still gets radio play.
but Ferg can still drop this year, so I would rather compare it to that than compare it to
Oh, he probably
ASAP's
will.
new album.
I mean, that's why ASAP really wasn't putting out music for the last like 3 years.
Yeah, we haven't heard from him. In a
Yeah,
while.
he's been doing his label
And
thing.
let me just say, he's a great performer. I forget
Oh,
what
that's
concert I
dope.
went to. He opened up for like
But
Wiz
ASAP Ferg,
or somebody.
ASAP Ferg is.
And they shut
is
that shit
dope.
down because they do a live band. And you know, like a lot of his sound is like real techno and like drums and like they do a live band. And it was hard. I really appreciate
I can believe it. I can believe it. He's real artistic like
Is
that.
he going
to
on
do
tour
that.
this year with somebody? There's like 10 tours and ASAP's on none of them.
I don't know. I didn't hear anything.
I don't even. Yeah, because it's just Drake and the Migos, Wiz and Sway Lee. and Sway Lee and company.
Sway Lee and a friend.
I feel like I'm missing a tour.
Sway Lee and a
'Cause
plus
I was
one.
like, J. Cole and what do you think about J. Cole going on tour with Young Thug?
I think that's great. He's trying to bring that Young Thug audience to his concerts that he probably didn't have. Like,
True.
I think Young Thug is like the
But does Young Thug have an
originators-
audience? Let's really be real.
Well, first of all, his name's not Young Thug. His name is Sex.
No, I'm not calling that man sex. on the flyer for the J. Cole tour, it says Young Thug, and that's
What
exactly
if it
what
was
I'm gonna call
like J.
him.
Cole featuring Sex?
Pause. Pause at the end
Don't
of
ever,
the flyer.
yo.
It would just say pause at the end of the flyer.
The audacity for him to change his name to try to
I don't
change his name to Sex.
I think
Nobody's
he was
with that.
trolling.
Probably.
That's not true.
But I think it's gonna be great. I think
Does
Young
he-
Thug. I haven't seen him in concert before, but he has hits. He has songs.
Yeah, but you're like a
And he has
Young
a- he's
Thug
a-
following.
he's a
Is there such a
big-
thing?
Yeah, there is. He's a big audience. Like he's a big audience. His audience
I guess.
is big.
I mean, he's cool. You know, ain't no.
Yeah.
I used to get him and Rich Homie Quan mixed up all the time. A simple mistake, right?
That's like
a
the
simple
same
mistake.
person.
I used to think they were the same person. And weren't they on songs together?
Yeah,
They used to be on mad songs together, right?
I think.
or are they both on Young Cash Money?
Yeah. No,
All
no.
right then.
Yeah, they are. Because remember,
Thank you.
Remember
Thank
when Rich Homie Quan made 300 songs, and then Birdman didn't pay the studio that he made the 300 songs at, and they leaked them all.
How many sentences in the last 10 years have started with Birdman didn't pay?
Birdman don't pay his electric bill, his gas,
He
and
didn't-
water.
Yeah, like he don't pay his taxes. He don't pay his baby moms. Like he was getting evicted. Like Birdman just don't pay.
Who's
Free
he
Wayne,
dating? Toni
Free
Braxton?
Weezy. Yeah, Tony Braxton. I don't even know what that's about.
bad.
But she got money, so
What did Rick Ross say?
you still in that old lady, buddy.
He's still in that old lady's
He's so
money.
disrespectful. Offset. I'm just so sick of people. Offset gets hit by, or I don't want to say get hit by a car. He got in a car accident, and I guess the guy was walking down the street, like pulled him out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was walking to work. Offset goes and buys him a car. It was a Nissan Altima, and you ignorant Negroes were like, "That's all he could have gave him." You thought he was about to buy this man a Bentley, a Rolls Royce?
I don't even know if the man got a license, first of all. And
He could have got him an accurate, like,
I'll take what I can get.
I
Like, I don't
was
care.
walking to work.
Walking to work.
He
bought
got him a
brand
free
new Nissan
Altima. And don't sleep on Nissan Altimas because they're banging.
Also,
They're better than a lot of the
Let's
cars
mind
y'all
you.
dusty moms is
'Cause I
driving.
think they got,
and you mad at
that's
Offset.
probably good for him because there's taxes you have to pay when you get gifts like that as well. So
What?
that's affordable for him.
You think he's writing it off as a
Charity.
yeah, as a charity tax? What are you talking
No, I
about?
was talking about the dude who received it. When you get that gift, there's taxes. So hopefully,
I'm not writing that shit off. Don't nobody know. You
Yeah.
gotta tell Uncle Sam that Offset bought you a car.
you gotta have it registered in your
No.
name.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so they're gonna find out. They gonna
Okay,
find
but
out.
I don't understand why everybody was like, dang, that's all he could. Like when Beyonce was giving out money to HBCUs, it was like $100K, and they were like, that's all she could afford to get. She didn't have to give shit.
I don't have to give. I can be Floyd Mayweather and
Yeah,
not
I
give.
could have splout dude up and said, thank you for saving my life and been out. Like, keep walking
And
your
went
ass
to the
work.
Versace
What are we
store
even
and just
talking
blowed
about?
it. Blowed everything.
That's crazy. Roseanne?
I
I
mean,
don't even want to give that much money.
she's been
got
who
what she
she's
deserves.
been.
She got what she deserves. Bye. See ya.
Yeah, she's been
Here's
who
the
she's
door.
been. There's no point to talk about it.
Right.
She had these things that happened in the past. She is going to be who she's going to be.
I don't understand why. What else, yeah, like you said, what else did you expect? And especially since
I
the
mean,
whole
they-
reboot was centered around being a
That's my problem.
bigot.
The whole reboot was centered to bring that Trump supporting demographic into.
Right.
ABC.
I'm not saying all Trump supporters are racist.
Not at all.
But what
not
I'm
at all.
saying is she
But
was
that's why.
making racist stuff on, like, one of her episodes was she
About the
thought her
Muslims and
Muslim
stuff like
neighbors
that.
were building a bomb.
I think that was the first episode actually.
Like, what the fuck else are we talking about?
Which is, I mean,
There was another episode, like her and dude that fell asleep
I
on
get
the
it.
couch.
I get it. That's they wanted to bring that audience into ABC. I get it. Cool. Do your thing. But
There was another episode.
don't
where
be
her
surprised.
and her
Don't. Now you want to get
Her
it
and her
out
husband
here.
fell asleep on the couch, and they were like watching ABC or something, and they was like, "Oh, what did I miss?" And it was like, "Oh, just a bunch of Black and Chinese shows. They just want to prove they're like us. That's all," or something like that. It was like some comment, like they're like, this is in the show. So the fact that she tweeted and called somebody a monkey or said that they were a daughter of Planet of the Apes, it's like, are you surprised? Are we surprised? Are we surprised? Are we surprised?
I wasn't surprised
Are
at
we
all.
surprised?
I was like, that's,
Raise your hand if you're
do your
surprised.
thing.
Anybody? Anybody? No, nobody was surprised.
Everybody
Like,
was like, we
she
expected
said
it.
worse stuff in the past. It was just before she got her reboot, so like there was nothing to take away from her. But now that there was a show and like you're representing an entire organization, let me also say that the president is what's her name? Channing Dunham. I don't want to say her name wrong. Is president of ABC is a black woman. So what the fuck did you think he was getting away with that?
I mean, she let the show slide, anyways. To begin with.
That's
Come on, man. Everything's for
Yeah.
a check. Everything's
Yeah,
for viewers.
yeah.
ABC shows have not been getting the views.
Listen,
And
I'm
also,
surprised
they
even
let that
canceled the
slide,
show.
right?
As
They
much
let that
money-
slide, but they let the Blackish episode. They didn't greenlight it.
What?
The Black episode about just basically like black people being pulled over and
Oh, I
social.
didn't know
it's
nothing
like
about that.
yeah, it was a social activist episode.
What show was the Carmichael show on? NBC? That was a really good show. Was it
can't
NBC?
remember.
I was
can't
swole
remember.
about that. I was swole that got canceled.
Gerard Carmichael's one of my favorite comedians right now.
Yeah, he's pretty dope.
I still got to watch Lil Rel. I have not seen Lil Rel do stand up. He was in the Carmichael show too.
For real?
Yeah, he got a new show coming out too about his life.
Lil
think
Rel?
it's- yeah.
Who's that?
It's a comedian.
Oh, dude from
Yeah,
Get
dude
Out.
from Get Out. Yeah,
Oh,
the security guard.
You know who's on that? Just so hilarious. Is gonna
Yeah,
be
she is.
featured on
I think she's hilarious.
How is people going from Instagram famous to getting TV famous? Pick me.
An opportunity.
I'm
You
just not
gotta,
that funny.
you gotta use platform. It's a free platform.
I'm not
that they
skit
killed.
funny though. Like I can't come up with skits. That's hard. That's hard to do. That's such. And they do
yeah.
a lot of editing. Like that's a lot of content that they
The
put
one,
out.
I think Kieran and there's and Simone who's from Pittsburgh. They like showed like a behind the scenes of how they do it. They have like real cameras, real editing equipment.
Yeah.
They don't play.
It is really serious.
They don't play. They
All
sit there
right.
and have meetings about what they're going to do. Like
Last topic,
serious.
and then we're going to take a break and wait for our guest to arrive. I just wanted to tell a story. Today I'm going into the nail salon, and they say cash only, so I had to walk across the street to get some money from the ATM. And as I'm walking across the street, mind you, I had to set up that part of the story because there's no way that I'm walking across any street in Philadelphia. So, like, that was my reason. This is my reason why I don't just be walking across the street. So, the one time I actually had to walk across the street, some guy is, like, literally down the block. And he's like, yeah. And I look, and I'm like, is he talking to me? Like, he was so far away that I didn't know he was looking at me. So, when I turned my head, he waved, and I just, like, looked, and I just kept going into the store. So I came outside, and he had like circled back around the block and was walking towards me, and I'm like, oh shit! Like I did. It's a shame that like I was so uncomfortable. Like I didn't know. I assumed he was going to say something to me, and he did. But like I should not have been so. Like I was trying not to make eye contact with him. This is broad daylight. This is like 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm like walking into. And I tried to like hurry up and reach for the door of the nail salon. He walks past me and says, "You don't know how to speak."
But you understand you're in Philly, and Philly men are very bold and
That's
they're very,
men. That's
they're very
men,
aggressive.
Jay. That's men.
They're very aggressive.
Men feel like they're obligated to get a response from women when you catcall. You catcalled me. And I was supposed to, what was that? First of all, you screamed yerp. It's not like you approached me. I can see if you walked up to me and said, hi, hello, how are you doing?
It's the manner
and
in
I
which you
just
did it. I
walked
feel like
around
that's a common
you.
Philly thing.
But besides that led to me not speaking, but the fact that he was so appalled that I didn't reply, like, you don't know how to speak. And I was shook, so I'm not going to get to arguing with this man. I said, oh, I didn't know you were speaking to me. I knew he was speaking to me. I said, oh, I didn't know you were talking to me. And he shook his head like that and then just kept
I'm always at work.
He was so pissed off.
I'm always at work when we have these.
Oh, my God, yes!
I'm always at work.
I got approached by this other dude. I don't even want to tell that story, but this other dude tried to press me because I thought he hit my car. This was coming from the nail salon. It's every time I get my nails done. Every time I get my nails
always at
done,
work.
I pull in the parking lot. This guy pulls. He's pulling out So he gets in his car, and I think he bumped my car. And I'll open my door because I thought I heard it, and he was like, I ain't even hit your car, shorty. It ain't even that deep. And I'm like...
For real, it's probably the nail salon because...
I didn't even say... This is... No,
all
two
these
different nail
dudes, all
salons
these dudes
I
are probably little perverts to be waiting everybody. They be like, oh, she got some nice feet.
What?
Little pervert. You know that's a fetish. You know that's a fetish.
I just was like, why? But back to what I was saying is like, that male fragility, whatever the word is, like, I just don't understand. Why the fuck you think I'm obligated to speak to you? Why were you so upset that people get killed over that? Women get killed over that. There's literally a story once or every couple months about a girl getting shot or punched or choked because she refused to give some guy her number. And then y'all want to say, why give me my number if you wasn't going to text me back? Nigga, because I was scared of my life. Here you go. I was scared for my life. Then they try to call you. I used to give out fake numbers or fake names, and then they'll be like, oh, I'm going to call you right now. Oh, my phone's dead. It's out of order. That's not my number. But I brought that comment to Facebook because I'm like Facebook is where you go and ask like stuff like that. You
really gotta sit there and be like, let's dig into it now.
Yeah. You wouldn't have gotten a response.
That's like the
off
blog
Twitter.
before blogs.
Yeah. You wouldn't have gotten a response off Instagram, but Facebook niggas was really into it, and like all my like old aunties and old teachers and stuff. So they were like, oh my gosh, like that's Europe. Like who did he think he was and all this other stuff. I knew I was gonna get support.
Like there's not like. You gotta think about it now, especially like today and where we live in Philly, so it's more.
Is
of
it
a
a Philly thing?
It's a bolder man in Philly.
I don't think it's the Philly thing. Yes, the Europe.
A man doesn't know how to. A lot of men don't know how to be like, yo.
We're gonna get killed by our Philly audience, by the way, and we got a Philly guy coming in, and we're gonna get killed.
I mean, it's not everywhere in Philly. It's probably where you're at. Where were you at?
I was in Northeast.
Oh shit.
I don't think it's a Philly guy. I'll give you the Europe and the wave and the head nod. It might have been like a Philly thing, but the fact that
he's usually chilling.
The fact that he was upset that I didn't speak to him and said, "Oh, you don't know how to speak," as if he was checking me like I just walked into a room full of adults and my mom was sitting there and I didn't say hi. I felt like I walked in and I didn't speak to my grandmother or something.
Right. Who
the fuck are you? Who are you? But I was shook.
Yeah, that's
I
what
pussied out. I was like, yeah, I didn't know you was talking to me. My bad, bro.
I feel like Philly's like really.
Sorry, don't shoot me.
But I feel like you'll get that someplace in Philly. Like there's some hoods in Philly. Like especially people come out the.
There's hoods everywhere, Jay. Stop trying to defend it. It's a guy thing.
It's not a guy thing.
Yes, it is.
There's a different way that most guys will come at you. Some corny.
I'm not talking about the approach. The approach is half the story. I'm talking about the fact that he was mad that I didn't speak back when he yelled at me down the street.
Was he ugly?
I didn't look at him. I was trying not to make eye contact with him
because
I didn't want him to think I seen him.
You know, when you like an ugly dude feels this, he has to say something because it happens a lot. He's always frustrated.
Cute dudes do it too. Attractive guys do it too, especially the attractive ones because they think they fucking cute. So it's like, how dare you not respond to me?
I did that.
To who? Yeah, right. Like, don't ever try. And on that note, let's take a break. We're gonna wait for our special guest to arrive, and
quit playing
we'll
with my name.
Right back. Shut up, Jay. We'll be right back. Don't Take My Advice, episode 4. And our special guest is in the building. We have Naiym Dingle, right? He's the CEO and founder of First Step Marketing. And talk a little bit about First Step Marketing. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about yourself.
What's going on? My name is Naiym Dingle. I go by the Wolf on Wall Street on all social media platforms. I'm the CEO of First Step Marketing. I came up with First Step Marketing because I always tell people that the first steps are most important when starting your business. And most of the time, people often skip or disregard those steps, and they are very important. So what I did was I created a company that provides the resources for small business owners and up-and-coming entrepreneurs, or if you already have a business, we provide resources to be able to expand it. So we offer all things from business registration, marketing, graphic design, all things media related, from photography to videography, pretty much anything you can think about, web design, everything. So if you're an up-and-coming entrepreneur, a small business owner, and you need resources, we provide them for you. I can help you with pretty much anything. If you have an idea you need brought to life, I'm the guy you need to talk to. I assist with everything. So that's pretty much what I do.
Dope. All right. So let me tell you how this encounter even happened. So my friend Michelle, who was on the podcast last week, had actually reached out to you in the past. She said, Isaiah, her husband, and she said she was trying to reach out to you to maybe get some branding or some consulting, and she was like, you should just follow him on Instagram. Like, here he is. And I followed you, and you followed me back, and you slid in my DMs and said, I want to come on your show What made you want to come on the show? I was super surprised.
I've been being as though I've been following you. I've been keeping up with the content. I actually like it. So I like the whole concept of don't take my advice. And then you're a Drake fan, and I'm a fan of Drake too.
Hey, let's go.
So that made me interested when I seen you kind of speaking on a topic, and then I seen that you had a podcast. I said it was definitely something I would want to be a part of.
Well, I really appreciate it. I've told you, I was like, we're only 4 episodes in, so I really wasn't going to reach out to like no serious. I was just going to interview all my friends, but I was going to reach out to any serious guests until we got some traction. But now that you're here, get it. I'm happy.
Appreciate
Thank you for coming.
I appreciate you guys for having me. Definitely.
So where did you get how did First Step Marketing come about, or like tell us a little bit about your story and how you got here today? You used to be a rapper.
Yeah. So basically, I was in entertainment. I guess I had to start a little bit before that, as far as in like having an entrepreneurial mindset. I was young, maybe in the 2nd grade, I think. My mom used to give me lunch money. She used to give me $5 every day for lunch, and what I would do is I would take $3 out of it, and I would buy. I would sneak off the school bus, and I would sneak to the corner store, and I would take and buy $3 worth of things that cost 25 cents, and I would sell it for 50. Now, at 6 or 7 years old, I really didn't understand what I was doing, but my teacher used to allow me to do it, and when the faculty and staff used to complain, like, why do you allow him to do it? She'd be like, because he has an entrepreneurial mindset,
right,
and I'm not going to stop him or whatever. So I never understood that being that young. So as I got older, I always noticed that I had a knack for being able to do things myself without assistance. So I had got into the club industry, and maybe about 14, 15, I started to throw parties, and I was charging admission at the door, and that's how I generated the income. So for me, it was like being able to see that amount of money so young. I never was able to kind of transition to like a 9 to 5. Like so young, I was already into making kind of like a fast money without, like, from a legal standpoint. So I got into entertainment from the club life, already having resources, already being well known for throwing like popping parties, things like that. I was popular. I kind of transitioned into the music, where I developed a passion for entertainment and things like that. I started to get into the film, but I never lost my entrepreneurial mindset. So I always created ways to make money off the things that I did, whether it was selling t-shirts, hats, or whatever. I kind of got into the business as I kind of progressed into my career, and things along the bootstrapping things started to slow down, like selling t-shirts, things like that. I was like, I needed something a little bit more stable. So I had opened up a hair salon with me and my brother. He's pretty much my partner with everything. So we had a hair salon for a while. And then as we started to learn business, we started to get into it. And what I did notice with everything that I did, I learned that it required promotion. So whatever. This is when I thought it was just promotion. Like, I really didn't understand what I was doing. I just knew, like, I knew how to get things popular. I knew how to make myself popular. I knew how to expand things that started from nothing. So as I started to grow more and develop into that, I started to attend these seminars, and I started to learn what marketing was, and I had realized that I've been doing it all along.
Right.
So I noticed I was marketing myself as a rapper. I was marketing myself as a party promoter. I was marketing myself in my company as a hair salon and a hair company and things like that. So I was like, dang, this is pretty dope. So all of the information I was given, I was just using it for myself. So then as I started to attend more seminars and started to, pay for more resources and things like that, I started to realize like the same thing that they was selling me was the same thing that I was doing without their help. So I was like, dang, like they charging me a lot to do this. I said, I think I can help people. You know what I mean? I think it'd be cheaper. So the way I transitioned from music was really feeling like, okay, I'm washing my hands with it. I felt like I serve a bigger purpose. And I felt like, okay, I had a voice. I had a platform. So as opposed to just keep using my platform to kind of rap, I was like, dang, maybe if I use my platform to let people know I exist, to be able to help, because if people struggle how I struggle finding resources, I knew that I'll be able to make that a little bit easier for them. So I kind of got into the marketing, and I did first step marketing because I know I was the main one skipping all the first steps. I wasn't never legalizing none of my paperwork. I wasn't doing. I was just getting up, starting an idea, and I was starting it. So I said I came up with first step marketing to be able to help people with the first steps, and it's always a first step to the next level. So even if you feel like you're here, you still got to take that first step to get to the next level. So I just feel like it was it's transparent from wherever you are in your career or within your business.
That was going to be one of my questions to you. Is like, it seems like obviously you have the tools and you've done it so much for yourself to create a platform for yourself. You gain the following on social media. What makes you want to help people and help people? Like, because obviously, like you said, you can use those tools for yourself and keep going and going and going to the next level because you already know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to want to reach out and actually help people around you get to where you're at?
Because as I kind of got older in life, I started to understand what a purpose was, and then within a purpose, I started to develop what my purpose was, and I realized that I could do those things and keep it to myself, but it's already enough people doing that, but it's not enough people that's willing to spread the love and help each other genuinely. You know what I mean? They always help from a standpoint of if they benefit more than you, more
Right.
so than if you benefit more than them. So I felt like I always came up and people put their foot on my neck and stopped me from progressing in so many avenues.
Yeah.
Like I felt like when I was trying to do music and entertainment, those people that could have opened doors that didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even going into business, all of the questions I had, I always had more questions because people wanted to penny pinch information.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I said, once I figure it out, I'm not going to do that. So me serving my purpose, I feel like the more successful I make somebody, the more successful it makes me. Because the only thing that separates you from a successful person is your network. If I create all the people, if I create a successful network by making all the people around me successful, then that makes me successful too.
Right. That makes total sense. So you're from Philly, right? You
Yeah,
grew
I'm
up
from Philly.
Born and raised. What part?
I was born and raised. I was born. I was same area, I guess Logan, Germantown area, because I lived down there my whole life. I was gonna say where I was born, which is not the area I'm from, but I even though I was born in another area, I was raised there the whole life.
Right.
So Logan, Germantown area, Philadelphia.
So we just we're actually both from Pittsburgh. I came out here to Philly originally because I got my master's from Temple.
Oh, that's dope.
I went to IUP. You know a couple people from IUP, don't you?
Yeah. We did the college tour thing. We did IUP a few times.
Okay. I probably ran into you at a party at Tequila or
Definitely.
something.
we've been around IUP.
That's crazy. So what made you decide to stay in Philly? Why? Like, because you've done so many things and you have a lot of success. I feel like you probably could branch out to other cities. And like going to IUP, you see, I met so many people that are like, I can't wait to get out of Philly.
Yeah.
Philly's no good for me. Da, da, da. People are still living in Indiana actually because they don't want to come back to Philly. So what made you decide to keep your success and keep your network here in the city?
So with Philly, I went to college in Delaware for a few years, so I did get a chance to kind of branch off. But Philly is where the heart is, and it's crazy because as much as I want to leave, I want to stay, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like I want to leave for opportunity, but I'm like, why not stay and create opportunity, not only for me but for other people? I feel like that the nature of our city has to change, and it only will change if somebody change it. If I leave, then I will be buying into the stigma of Philadelphia has no network or is a bad place. But if I stay, I can show people that it's all in a circle of network and a tour, and it's all in the places that you put yourself, because there is some good people in Philly. So I want to be one of the people that actually contribute to the growth and development of the city, as opposed to just leaving and running off to Atlanta or LA because they offer a bigger opportunity now. You know what I mean? So I just want to, I look at the generation, even in Philly alone, I'd be like, who's going to be that next mogul that, that shifts the culture in our city? I don't see, we have people that did it, but who's going to be the next to do it? And if I leave, I don't see nobody next in line that wants to do it. Everybody is kind of for self. Not to take away from, people are who they are. You can, I know what my purpose is. So I feel like I have it in me to be able to connect everybody as opposed to divide the people. So that's why I want to stay.
Just basically people just want to just use it for its resources and just run away
Yeah.
and not come back and give back to where they had their start and they made themselves.
Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy that you say that because when you say people feel like they gotta give back, people always think you gotta get on and give back. But I give back now. You know what I mean? I'm giving back is advice. Giving back is knowledge. Pretty much anything you can do that helps somebody is giving back. It don't always have to be $1 million charity drive or something. It's just being able to help somebody is giving back. I give back to my community just by going back and telling them that is more opportunity out here as opposed to just rap, selling drugs, or what is the other stuff that they want to do? It's just
Play basketball.
So rap, drugs, and basketball. That's the three options that. And a kid actually DM'd me. He said, "Yeah, man, I want to do something, but what else is there to do besides rap, ball, or drugs?" And it was like, I'm like, yo, you don't know about real estate and this and that and this and that. But if you think about what's being highlighted, that's what we are being shown. So even with my platform, a lot of people, they don't notice, but I'm gonna bring light to it. I never shed light on violence. When people pass and stuff, I don't post it because I feel like we control the media. The news don't control the media no more. That's just TV. We control the media. So whatever they put out to us and we decide to repost, all we doing is marketing for them. We're expanding their media, and we decided if we never posted no violence, we wouldn't even know about it.
Because I don't think our generation really watches TV.
Well, why would we? We got the
Social media.
timeline.
Hey, I used to be on the news. Relax.
You did, but nobody was watching it.
Nobody was watching.
So, but the thing is, though, when you really think about it, so it's I look at my platform as something that I will not shine light on. That I will keep shining light on black businesses and stuff like that, because this is the stuff they don't want to show you. This is the stuff you don't hear about. You don't know that as a black person. that owns this and that, and then you only hear about when they become a successful basketball player, rapper, or go to jail for some drugs or something, or get killed in the streets. So for me, I don't want to highlight that on my platform. It might not be the largest platform, but I'm not showing it to nobody. So I feel like we control the media, and if we understood that and if we was more conscious of it, we wouldn't repost all the fight videos and things like that. You know what I mean? Because even if you got 100 followers, you still got a platform. You're still putting that out there. You're still marketing for the news, and I'm not doing it.
Where does that? And was there anything maybe in your personal life or growing up like that motivation to give back come from? Because that's something you really don't see. Like you even said, like it was hard for you to find somebody to want to really give back to you. So why do you want to help people so much?
Because I feel like when I was asking for help, the ones I thought that could help me didn't. You know what I mean? So when I realized, I said, dang, like this is like a they almost like toying with us. Like they put it out there like they trying to help, but then when you reach, they pull it back. You know what I mean? They have you chasing it around. I vowed to never do that. I said if they let me get my foot in the door, I'm gonna kick it open. I'm gonna let, and that's is why it became it's so hard for me, because my platform should be bigger. I know everybody, you know what I mean? I'm connected with everybody, but them understanding my willingness to be able to spread the love. People don't want. You gotta understand. For certain things to thrive, they need people relying on it. You know what I mean? So it's like, even look at it like this. Let's use a mechanic for instance. Forget it. Let's use a doctor. A doctor's job is to make you well when you're sick. So if nobody got sick, then would there be a need for a doctor? So they need people relying on them. You know what I mean? I'm the person that'd be like, yo, I got the cure. I want to cure everybody. They're like, no, we don't. We need that, but we don't, because it kind of pushes the country forward. So it pushes the city forward. If somebody feel like they got to come to me, I got to play the middle of this. Me, I'd be like, nah, you want to meet this person? Huh, here it is. So people like me don't get very far from a standpoint of people spreading the awareness and the light on us. So I want to do that for people. So I don't care if it's just 20,000 people. I'm going to spread the light.
Right. And I agree with that. Like, it creates like a cycle of like, you see somebody that'll have something. It's like somebody coming through to your neighborhood with the new Rolls Royce, and then you ask them how they got that, and they play. Like, of course, I worked hard for it. Yeah. What do you mean? What did you do? What did you do? Who did you know? Give me your 9 to 5. Like, let me know.
Yo, the crazy thing is, no BS, yo. Listen, I said, yo, one thing I hate about attending most of the seminars that I went to was the success stories, because they kind of became scripted. I started to know you was homeless at one point, you struggle coming up,
you lived in your car,
your dad wasn't around,
your dad wasn't. It became scripted. But what I noticed in all of these stories, they never really tell you how they did it.
Yeah,
they tell you what they went through to get it, but never the way they got it.
They just say, I worked hard.
And you're like, okay, well, what does that consist of? You know what I mean? So like you said, like you get played in a sense because you ask and you expect the answer, and they give you the runaround. And it's like, or they try to tell you something that they didn't do. Like somebody that didn't go to school to become a millionaire would tell you to go to school. You'd be like, but you didn't do that. So even when they ask me to speak at schools, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna tell you, my views is a little different. Like, if y'all want me to preach one thing, like I'm not a puppet. I'm not gonna tell them this, and this is not what I believe in. So if y'all want me to take the mic, then y'all got to be comfortable with whatever I say to them and stand on it. Now, granted, I went to college. You know what I mean? I didn't finish whatever, for my own personal reasons. Once I figured out that I kind of needed for the experience, I networked, I gained experience, I met a lot of people. So college was very vital in my career and the development of who I. It showed me different. I met people from Pittsburgh and this place and that place. So I kind of learned a different demographic and a different background. You know what I mean? So it made me a little bit more transparent when I go in different places. I understand how to carry myself. So college was very beneficial.
You get out your bubble.
Yeah, just from even like coming from Philly, we don't speak to people when they walk past.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
That's one thing.
We look at y'all like, why this person looking at me?
Exactly.
Like, I go out there, they're like, hey, they holding doors for me.
You try not to make eye contact on the side. I'm like, let me not look at this
because you don't want them to say, what did you looking at? Everybody in Philly is so defensive, but rightfully so. That's just the nature of our city. But it just like for me, once I went up and branched off and went to different areas, I started to learn different people. So it made me a little bit more I guess like I have a little bit more hospitality. So you know what I mean? So I guess looking at it like that, I lost my train of thought. But we were talking about a success story. But so people they want me to speak at their schools and stuff, and I tell them I got my own views. So if you want me to tell them to go to college, then I'm going to tell them the way I went to college, why I went to college. I'm not going to lie and tell them that that's the key to success, because it's not. So people want to make it a little bit more harder on everybody, and I know that they're going to crucify me in a sense of they're not going to let me get bust so big, understanding that I'm willing to share knowledge that I gained, but at the same time, as much as I can, I will.
You follow Gary V?
You
kind of be on the same thing. Like, he don't mind giving it away because he always says like your success is never going to get in the way of mine. So it's like if we can all shine, like there's room for everybody, and I feel like that's so true.
100%, and it's like
especially
even
with the internet.
With Gary V, I heard a lot about him before I actually followed him, and I actually did. I don't even know if I still follow him because I don't really follow motivational speakers.
Yeah,
it don't do nothing for me.
He hates being called a motivational speaker, but he is.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It's so hypocritical because I do it, like you know what I mean. But that's why I don't follow them because I don't get inspired by it. So it's like almost like I don't want to hear something they say and then repeat it. So everything that comes from me is organic. It's how I think. It's how I feel. I don't want to hear a Gary V quote and to be like, dang, that sounds good. Yeah. Then I repeat it in a different way. Even though it's good to get inspired by other people, for me it's just better if I kind of lock in. But he's very inspirational.
I remember watching like comedians do interviews. They say they don't like to watch other comedians because they fear they're gonna start sounding like the other comedian and start doing their cadences and things like that.
By mistake though, because when you're a creative, you never know where your inspiration comes from.
Exactly.
So if you were able to go into a dark room and come out inspired, you know I inspired myself. But if you go with somewhere and for whatever reason something triggers your subconscious mind and you don't realize, then you find yourself doing it unaware. You know what I mean? I don't want to kind of fall. Even when I was doing music, I never really listened to rappers. Like I didn't. I listen. I still don't listen to music because I get so wrapped up in music that when I listen to it, I actually see videos in my head. So it takes me away from real life. So I like to think a lot and I like to be focused. So if I'm listening to like an album and I'm really zoned out, I won't get nothing done.
Talk about your YouTube series because I was checking it out and I seen a teddy bear and Batman, and talk about that a little bit, where the ideas came from, and you just create content in like a lot of different platforms.
Yeah, so that was when I was really doing film. We created Undefined because I was in the midst of doing music and it was never nothing I thought about taking serious. Like I always directed my own videos and things like that, but we never thought that we was gonna be like writers and like creators of an actual show that was gonna be a hit. But I knew that I had Cousin Tad, which was the teddy bear. We had Princess Amber, that was her name was Amber on the show. Then we had me. We had 3 separate platforms, and we wanted a way to consolidate the traffic outside of just like taking pictures together. So we created the show, which was initially for Amber and Tad to be able to consolidate her traffic and his, and I kind of just incorporated them. I never planned to be a main character. Like I never wanted to be on camera. But after the first episode, like people kind of was like demanding the character, so I kind of stayed in. I never wanted to play like a kid. You know what I mean? Like somebody that's an adult with a kid mind. But it came about and it started to actually happen. So if you actually pay attention to it, in the beginning it was just like we just showed up to set and just did whatever, no lie. Like we didn't have no script or nothing. Like, but as it started to kind of progress, we started to get a little bit more serious with it. We started to actually write the episodes out. So it was something that took like Wildfire more than like the radio.
You got like tens of thousands of views on this.
Millions. It's, collectively it got over like 2 or 3 million views.
That's
I don't know. Yeah, so and it still grow. Like people still want it. So we got something in the works where though we might make it into a movie or something. But you know that's something we thinking about for next year. So the reason we stopped is because within anything, people started to kind of get bigger. Schedules started to conflict. Egos started to conflict and made it a little bit tough for us to kind of keep it going. But it was definitely a fan favorite, and it's something we want to get back to.
With First Step Marketing, can you give an example of like the kind of people you help, or the kind, like a specific example of like what you actually do when somebody reaches out to you?
So me personally, I'm a marketing consultant. So what I do is I take your idea and I literally create the business of it. I meet with people like you, like people who are dreamers, people that can't find a way in their 9 to 5. They can't figure out what it is that drives them to get up, and I help them find a purpose. And the way I do so is I created a module called the GPS. So the GPS is similar to the functionalities of the one that operates on your phone. It helps you navigate, but instead of helping you navigate through traffic, it helps you navigate through life. So your life GPS is your goals, your plans, and your strategies. And I always tell people, if you set goals, you create plans, and you strategize to coincide with those goals, you will undoubtedly get anywhere you want to go. So when people come into me with their idea, we make a goal out of it. Right. After we create the goal, we create a plan to coincide with it, and then we implement the strategy to actually make it happen. So I sit down with people, and people always think, and just if you out there and you're listening, you don't have to have it together when you come to me. I'm expecting you not to. Like, you wouldn't seek help if you knew what you wanted. And if you do already have it, then that means you might need a little bit more assistance getting past wherever you at. So I sit down with people who literally just can't find a way, and they know that they have an idea that they want brought to life, and I walk them through the steps, and I hold their hand until they don't need me to hold their hand no more. You know what I mean? Once they got it, I'm like, you got it, you good? All right, cool. On to the next. So
and I think that's the scary thing. When people have goals, they sit there and be like, I don't have money for this. I don't know how I'm going to get the money. I don't like if I want to start a real estate business, how am I going to finance that?
Yeah, and it's crazy because that's where the ignorance comes in at. And when I say ignorance, it's not from a rude standpoint. It's simply from a not knowing.
Lack of knowledge.
It's the lack of knowledge. So people don't know. So it's like when they meet with me and they realize, they're like, so you mean to tell me I can do that off this?
Yeah.
Like you started with that? I started with nothing. Like literally, I never had a job. Like never, not once have I ever punched the clock ever. So you have to understand, like every red cent I ever gained was literally on my own will. So I always had to find a way, and my way was never the money way. It was always the resourceful way. So I'm like, dang, this costs that, but how can I find a way to get it without having to pay that? So I started to create ways to do that, and that's just a part of the strategies that I implement for people. I show them like, yo, you don't need $20,000. You don't need a business loan. None of my clients. I started over 100 businesses this year alone, and none of my clients have had a business loan. None of them, and they could testify to that because
business loan is a trap.
You said what?
A business loan is a trap.
Every loan is a trap.
Yeah.
It's a whole trap.
Anything that puts you in debt makes it's trapping you.
Yeah.
So I tell them, if you want to store, if that's your ultimate goal, and you got to start with your trunk, then you got to start with your trunk. That's your goal. That don't mean you got to start at your goal.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that starts at the finish line. You know what I mean? So when I make them,
Unless you're born in money.
You know what I mean? So when I break it down to them, they understand like, oh, okay, it's okay to start here and work my way. This is where we set a realistic plan. Like, okay, we're here now, but we're trying to get here by December.
Yeah.
Is it possible? Okay, it is possible. This is what we have to do every single day until it happens. And they've been doing it. So I'm seeing them progress. I'm interested in seeing how this year play out, because just we 6 months into this year, I didn't get my first client until January as doing marketing and consulting. Nobody gave me opportunity. Even looking at all of my success, they're like, okay, you did that for you. How do I know it works for me? And I'm like, just trust me, just believe me, it works.
People always think something's a scam.
Always. They think a pyramid scheme or something.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Right.
What was worse about it was I was trying to get the information away for free.
Yeah.
Because I needed a resume. This is what I thought I did. I don't believe in resumes. I don't sell myself no more. I sell results. So I tell people, you come to me, you'll get the results you want. I'm not money driven. I'm success driven. I wanna actually do what I say I can do. I don't want your money. I want it because I need it to live, not because it thrives me. It doesn't enable me. You know what I mean? So me coming into it, I'm like, I don't want no money. I just want to be able to say I did that. And nobody wanted to give me an opportunity. They kept asking for a resume. So now when I realized what a resume was, I'm like, yo, I can lie. I can just say I did all these things. And because I said it, you're going to believe me?
For sure.
So now I don't want to see your resume. Your resume gets you through the door. Yeah, your work keep you in there. You know what I mean? Keeps you in the building. So I've been proving it with my work, and now my resume speaks for itself. I don't got to introduce myself. They come to me and they be like, yo, I need your help. And I'm like, I can help you. Because I helped all these people, and the same people that I shopped myself to for free. Now y'all got to pay me.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all put me
You're
through
good
the
at
ranks.
something, never do it for free.
Yeah.
So how did you get the name Wolf on Wall Street? Did you ever think of being the Wolf on Broad Street? Has anybody ever said that to you?
Yeah. No, listen.
So we was just talking about that. Like,
he
why
should have been the Wolf on Broad Street. That would have been dope.
Somebody actually did that after I was the Wolf on Wall Street. But I was not inspired by Jordan Belfort. If that's what if y'all familiar with the movie, it had nothing to do with it. We always refer to ourselves as wolves. We travel in packs. Like you caught us on a light day. We normally about 5-6 deep.
Yeah.
Like, everybody knows that. They know we come in 5 or 6 deep. We travel in packs, and the innate characteristics of a wolf, I feel like it make up me. So we always refer to ourselves as wolves. The Wall Street thing is in honor of my homie. His name was Shawal. He passed in 2013.
Okay.
So we renamed our the block in our neighborhood after him, which is we call it Wall Street. So us referring to ourselves as wolves and us renaming everything we do as Wall Street now, just in honor of him, to keep his legacy alive, to keep his name alive.
Yeah, I seen it was like Wall Street Entertainment. Right?
Everything is everything we Wall Street. We got Wall Street Estate. We got Wall Street Auto. We got Wall Street Entertainment. We have First Step Marketing, which falls under Wall Street Enterprise.
Okay.
Everything is Wall Street.
That's
so.
dope.
Me being a wolf, we could refer to ourselves as wolf. So we just like it kind of correlated with the Wolf on Wall Street.
Yeah.
But people felt it, like a lot of people assume that it's inspired by Jordan Belfort. They be like, yo, do you do stock, bro? I'm like, no, I don't know nothing about stock. It has nothing to do with that. But yeah, that's just what it was. So the Broad Street thing would have been for the city, but Wall Street was more so in honor of my homie.
Gotcha.
Just keeping his legacy alive and building it.
Oh,
So this podcast is called But Don't Take My Advice. So when I bring guests on here, I want them to give their expertise because I don't really know shit about shit. So if you were to give advice to somebody like me who I know branding is really important, and you've always obviously built like a huge following on social media, like what does it take to kind of get that brand and get your name out there and use social media, the internet, and those tools that we have for free? It's like so much easier to get your name out there than it was years ago when you had to pay for a billboard or something like that. So as far as like personal branding in particular, what advice would you give to somebody like that who's just starting out?
I think that So this is what I always tell people when they ask me how to build a platform, right? I say you follow people on Instagram. You know what I mean? Everybody you follow is not people you know. Why do you follow that person? And typically they like their content. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, what attracts you to their content? And it, maybe it's motivation, or maybe they feel like they dress nice, or maybe they feel like they can rap good, or whatever it is that draws you to that person. Understand that people are drawn to you the same way you are drawn to them. So if you figure out what it is about you that will make people that can captivate attention and make people gravitate to you, then be consistent at it and execute it. So and then it's all about networking it too, and one thing about social media, the bigger your platform, the more they judge you. So you got to have tough skin when you in that light, because people want you to do certain things with your platform. So it's something that you got to understand going into it. Like, okay, the bigger I get, the more they're gonna want me to do what they want me to do, and the less I have control over what I do. So keep an eye out for that or whatever, and stay conscious of it. But just figure out, like, whatever your content is. Like, if you feel like you're a motivational speaker, it's somebody out here that needs motivation. They just need to know you exist. So find ways to bring awareness. Branding is just awareness. It's I know you exist. You know what I mean? How people carry your brand is how you brand yourself. But branding in general is just awareness. When you think of what a brand is, it's just what is that brand? Oh, this is that, and it's because you're aware of it. So I always tell people, do things that bring awareness, and be mindful of the awareness you bring, because that's that's the representation of your brand or whatever. So just whatever the content is. For me, my content is business advice, a little bit of motivation here and there. I try to keep it. I keep it real. So if you a fan of somebody that's not going to water their opinion down and things like that, then that's why they will follow me, because I keep it real. Whether it's within business, music, whatever you ask me, you're going to get my unfiltered opinion. So people that follow me, I feel like that's what they want. The people that don't, I don't be mad at them. Like, why don't you follow me? I got people that know me for my whole life and don't follow me on social media, and I don't sit there and think like, why don't you follow me? I knew you since first grade. I just feel like my content doesn't appeal to you. So when you understand your audience, then you won't. No platform is too small. 20 people is still a platform. We so caught up in a generation where everything you got to have hundreds of thousands of followers to be heard. Nah, you just got to understand your platform. Okay, I can reach 20 people. This person can reach 200,000. It's no different. We have a platform. Focus on it. Don't worry too much about who don't follow you. Focus on the people that do, and they're going to tell people. They're going to spread it.
Really good advice.
Yeah, that's great. You focus on those 20 people. That 20 people going to 40, then it goes to 80. It keeps doubling. It keeps on going.
Well, we got a few more minutes left, and I definitely wanted to ask your opinion on the Drake and Pusha T beef.
So
what's happening?
We understand Pusha's up right now.
Yeah, no. Listen, so I'm gonna say this. I mean, let me, because I'm not biased. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am a fan of Drake, but I dissect what he do as well as with anything, even when he do wrong. The thing about with Drake, I feel like a lot of the skeletons. See, if you're a real Drake fan, you kind of know these things already.
I already knew those things. I knew about the allegations. I knew about the baby. I knew about the girl.
He said paternity testing from women that I never slept with, I'm legally obligated if they request it. So it's like, he said, so much legal action like I'm Michael Jackson. Luckily, I'm great at avoiding distractions. Like, I used to get no reaction. Now I'm overreacting.
I was surprised that everybody else was surprised.
Because they don't listen. They only listen to the hotline blings and things like that. So I'm not a fan of, like, mainstream Drake. I'm a fan of, like,
Because I think real Drake fans are very critical of everything he does.
Hell yeah, everything.
We're all critical. We're major.
Wait,
like,
where is
I don't like that song, but it's better than everything else.
Yeah, like, all right, I'll put up with it.
I'm upset.
Give you a 6 p.m. in New York, and you're like, okay. Thank you.
Facts.
But with Pusha, so like I said, to the first one, I think about Pusha's disses in general is that I'm not a fan of the beat selection, and I'm not a fan of the delivery and the flow. I feel like the shit he said would have sounded better in an interview. He could have just said, yo,
it was like T. He could have been on The Real.
Yeah, like, yo, Drake got a baby that he ain't claiming. I'm like, for real, this nigga crazy. But the fact that he rapped it, and I'm a fan of Pusha. Don't get me wrong. Like, I like Pusha's music. He's lyrically gifted. But I think for a diss, I feel like even with what is it called? Drake's Dubby freestyle.
Dubby.
I just thought it was funner. Like, it was just like
it was a better song.
It was a better, you know what I mean? It just was better. So
it was a
like,
better song.
Lyrically, it was hot as shit.
Yes.
I'm allowed to curse?
Yes.
All right. Lyrically, it was hot as shit.
Yes.
I feel like the flow, everything about it was impeccable. The fact that he addressed Kanye, he addressed ghostwriting, like, how I just left there putting pen to the sheets. Like, how dare you talk about, you know what I mean? But I felt like what Pusha did, the fact that he had Drake explain himself, I feel like his PR team, they felt like horribly.
Yeah.
Like me understanding PR and like that's a crisis management situation.
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
never explaining myself. That's one. Explain it in the music. This is where it started. Don't write me no post.
Right.
You know why you did it. The media is going to eat you alive anyway. This is why you put shit out there for them to eat it up. Everybody has their own opinion. You cannot change it. If you sit around trying to change somebody's perception about something, you're going to waste your time.
Yeah.
So when somebody perceives it as you being racist, okay, I got to shift your perception through the music, not through a long post and hope, you believe me.
That was bad.
That was bad.
That was
And then
bad.
the fact that he's taking his time on responding, the pressure is getting higher and higher.
Yeah.
Or he just got to not respond because
He gotta respond.
I was saying that he shouldn't respond.
He should. At this point, he has nothing.
No.
What Pusha
I would
did,
respond for 40 cents.
I don't know. I don't know what skeletons
For 40
that
alone.
Pusha T has in the closet, and I don't think it's worth.
whatever to gain. He has nothing to gain.
Drop
At
Scorpion.
Pusha T
Address the baby.
don't got nothing to lose.
Address
That's why he's
everything.
wild.
All he got to do is address the shit that he said and leave him be. It's like you don't.
I don't like that because you're not gonna be. I'm not gonna bring out my kid because another man told me to. Like he already had a
gotta bring
plan
out the
to
kid
do it on
anyways.
his time.
But-
He
Yeah,
already
but-
had a plan to
so-
do it on his time. So now I gotta rush my kid and,
No, he
and all
don't.
that shit because Pusha said it.
He don't got to rush you for it with a diss neither. Like he don't have to. He dissed him already. He told him, "You're older than the nigga you're running behind." I don't
But
even. know
that
why
was a
I'm wasting my
response to
time.
infrared.
And
so now,
So why do I
it's
gotta
his
go? It's like, do I
turn.
gotta go blow? I'm not
It's
going.
next.
I'm not going to Game 7 with you. I'm not going round for round. He has
Drake and
41
Five.
million followers. Do Pusha T even have 1 million? I'm
Nah.
not sure.
Yeah.
This is his biggest moment. This is his biggest moment.
His whole entire
only reason
career.
doing a press run is this is his biggest moment. He knows that. And I agree. I would have did the same thing.
Yeah,
I would
of
have been.
course.
I would have ate this up. Daytona dropped. I'm trying to get all these listens. I'm trying to get a Grammy nod.
I
This
agree
is
that
it.
it's not going to make a huge impact on his career. Like Drake, Jay was saying that the other day, and I was like, man, a month from now, 2 months from now, we're not going to give a shit about this because Scorpion's going to be out and we're going to be rocking. But I do think, obviously, we're all going to look back at this moment, and Drake talks too much hot shit about being the hottest in the game
Too much.
to not respond.
But
he
I
has
mean,
to.
if
He
you a
has
re-
to
if
come
you a
out on
real-
top.
If you're a real Drake fan, you'll know he has these battles with Kendrick and all types of rappers where they go.
But this
they
is the
throw
worst
shots
it's
at
ever
each other.
been.
They throw little blows.
This is the worst it's ever
Yeah,
been.
because he actually dissed him, and he hadn't even explained it himself. So I feel like we might be disappointed, but it's like a Drake thing, whereas though he can still get away with it because it's still Drake. Not because I'm a fan, but
He get away
because
with everything.
everybody looks at him at a certain way, whereas though he can literally do whatever. This isn't
Yeah.
my opinion. This is the public opinion.
Right.
Like,
Right,
he can make a Hotline Bling song because it's Drake. He can dance weird in videos because it's Drake. You know what I mean? This is what they give him. So the fucked up thing about it is he can literally just not respond,
Yeah.
and they'll just be like, it's Drake. Like, oh, he lost a rap battle. That's like beating up a little wimpy kid. That's how people view him. You know what I mean? So it just for a fan standpoint, we'd be disappointed. Like, dog.
I know
Right.
you let that nigga take you out for real.
He call him a deadbeat dad, but
But I mean, like the shit he said.
I wish my
was
dad would
very-
have gave me an Adidas press run.
the
Yeah.
shit that he said was like very personal, and it's like that's why I said like I respect what Pusha did. I appreciate what he did because now Drake won't make so many Hotline Blings. Like get him on his toes, like
Yeah,
get him out
you're
of
right.
He humbled
touch
him.
the throne. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
He
humbled him a
Actually,
little bit.
your rock actually hit him. So now he's actually explaining the king shit. If you the king, why are you explaining yourself to
Yeah,
what
that's
would
a
be
good
considered
point.
as peasants? You feel what I'm saying? So the fact that whatever he did, it touched it hit a nerve.
Why the fuck would he drop I'm Upset after Duppy? He should have never did that. I feel like he already had plans to do it, and then the this thing happened. Like, it's a label thing, because if it's a single off his album, then like he probably already had plans to drop I'm Upset
You gotta
at
keep
this
rapping.
time.
You gotta keep rapping
And
after that.
so, but after Duppy, like, you can't drop a lazy, like, if a Duppy didn't happen, we would have loved I'm Upset. It's a wavy
I don't-
song.
I
blah,
don't
blah,
hate
blah,
it.
blah. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I don't hate
but
it.
like, people was disappointed because it was right after Duppy, and we're like, you're going to give us this, like, in the middle of the
But if
beef,
you
like-
understand, his moves, like he always thinks 10 moves ahead. So like he's not gonna make no move if he don't have his next 5 planned out. He gotta prepare for what's coming behind what he do. You know, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, so you can't just jump out there, especially when you're dealing with your career. You can't just jump out there and make an impulsive move.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you diss me, I'm gonna get you back tonight. You know what I mean? That's what Duppy was. It was I got you back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You diss me, I got you right back. Boom, boom. But now you hit me good, and it's like, oh, I got to be a little bit more prepared for this. You know what I mean? This isn't just a situation where I can just go
like a Meek.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't. You know what I mean? This is one of them predicaments where the guy that I'm going against isn't prepared for the rap beat.
Yeah.
He's ready.
You know what I mean? He's ready. You know what I mean? So, and Pusha been preparing for this moment his whole entire
life.
Yeah.
So
You see him going on press runs, he's super geek.
and I'm not, and I don't knock him. Like I said, I'm a fan of I like a lot of his songs. As far as like I said, the way the beef was developed and the way he like went about it in the music, I just felt like it could have been funner. Like
Yeah.
you got to be able to. What makes Drake so good is he can rap to a point where conscious rappers like it, and then the people that's like doesn't understand conscious rap, they still get it.
Yeah.
Like I listen to Kendrick and I get it, but I be feeling bad because I'm like, yo, people don't get this. I know they don't.
It's not fun.
It's the same
not
thing
fun.
with
You know
J.
what I mean?
Cole too.
J. Cole, same thing. Like I can't lie. Like he's dog. You feel he talented, and I don't be mad when people say Kendrick or J. Cole is better. I don't be mad at him. I never get mad at a J. Cole or Kendrick fan because I feel like I understand your opinion. You feel like this is what you.
It's just different kinds of music.
This is the type of music you like. You know what I mean? But when people don't understand why people like Drake, I be like, how don't you see that though?
Yeah.
How do you see this but don't see that? You don't see that he makes music for everyone. Like
everyone.
That's hard.
Right.
I made
He's the
music.
most versatile rapper in the
That
game.
is
for sure.
that is hard. You know what I mean? It's hard to make music that's that kind of captivates everybody in all facets of music. So that's what, and I'm a Drake fan of his rap. When he tells his, I like the fact that he put his life out there. Like you want to know anything about him, go listen to one of his songs where he's rapping. He says
Courtney from Hooters on P Street.
Yeah, like he says names, he says locations, he says times.
Gotcha.
So I feel like I know this man more than I know him. You know what I mean? Where though everybody else kind of conceal their life about being like certain things and going through certain stuff, he kind of put it out there. So when I hear him rap, I'm like, yo, I respect that because I can relate to it. Everybody else just, they keep it more so closed up, or they like to speak generally about it. So that's why I'm like a fan of his music.
Man, to be continued. Continued. We'll see what happens. Justin is in there telling us we got to wrap this up. So I want to thank you for joining us. I really appreciate you taking the time to come all the way to Jersey.
And I appreciate you for having me, and I apologize for the lateness.
Yeah, no problem. It's all good.
But yeah, hopefully I'm able to come back, give y'all a full show, and we are able to go over some more topics. Hopefully,
for sure.
We
Anytime.
actually get to see the Drake and Pusha T thing pan out. I'm interested in seeing what's happening. I don't think just to end it, I don't think you could done his career. It's like
no, hell no. That's not even a question.
At worst case, is a Nas Ether thing.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said the same thing. Jay-Z is still fine.
I mean, shit, Takeover was a funner song to me.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
That was a better radio track.
So, you know what I mean? That's what it come down to. You know what I mean? But, that we'll be here forever talking about music.
Yeah,
so I do appreciate y'all having me. Follow me on Instagram, Wolf on Wall Street _ Follow me on Twitter, Wolf on Wall Street ST 215. If you need my email, is Wolf on Wall Street 215 at Yahoo. My company is First Step Marketing at First Step Marketing on Instagram, First Step Marketing at Yahoo. If you need the email address, I can pretty much be reached in any of those ways or whatever. So if you need me, just reach out.
Yep. And I'm going to tag him in my pictures on the gram.
Definitely going to plug you.
For sure.
Some events and things coming up we want to come to.
Yeah, make sure you follow me
Definitely.
at But DTMA Podcast, Alexis.J _ 3 _ I changed my name so many times on Instagram. And go to butdtma.com for all your latest blog posts. Thank you again so much for listening. We are going to wrap up episode 4, and we'll see you guys next week.
Be out.
Peace.